Hi. It's quiet. It's fucking quiet, bro. I didn't know. Those pipes coming out of the roofs of every house in the world that are like 1.5 inches, 2 inches wide, whatever. Did not know those motherfuckers were drain pipes. Connected to sewage stuff. I had no fucking idea. I thought it was some sort of, well, I guess it is ventilation for sewer gas. I guess it probably helps. Oh, fuck me. I guess it probably helps with that. So here's a big surprise. Watching this dude behind me now. He's for real. Fucking idiot. He's in a Tesla. Well, I'd be doing this too if I was in a Tesla. Just hauling ass. I didn't get over to block him. I got over because I need to be in this lane. And I'm going 10 miles over the speed limit. Anyway, I won't judge other people that are speeding. They must not have had as many tickets as I had. It's been a long time since I got a speeding ticket. A long ass time. But it's been a long ass time since I've driven 20 to 40 miles over the speed limit on the reg. But anyway, here's a fun story. So, we got this new place, and the day I was talking to the realtor person that's involved with the actual place that the actual realtor, not the realtor that helped us find it, but the realtor that's actually I'm dealing with for the company that I'm actually paying. Anyway, we were talking about the keys and what we were gonna do and all the shit, and she's like, yeah, we understand you can't see everything that's going on in 24 hours, so we like to give our residents a week or two to live there and experience things and figure out what's wrong, and then give us a report. And it's like, all right, I can do that. No problem. And she's like, just let us know. We got to know what's wrong so we can send a plumber out if we have to. Because we don't want to send a plumber out over and over and over. So if there's anything wrong, let us know so we can send a plumber out so we can get stuff fixed. So we can't afford to just keep sending plumbers out over and over. And in my head, I'm like, wow, she's kind of obsessed with plumbers, huh? Like, what's going on here? So I'm keeping a extra close eye on everything that has plumbing shit. I couldn't find all the toilets flushed perfectly fine. The bathtub and there's a bathtub and a shower. They both drain fine. The kitchen sink, both sides of it, with a disposal, and it's all fine. So I don't know, man. So I was doing laundry, and Lily and I are out in the living room, and I hear the drain thing going, And you know when you're filling something up and it's getting close to the top and the sound changes and it's like, and fucking it goes up and then, you know. Well, I heard that, like a pipe was filling up. And then I heard water splashing. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Lily's like, that doesn't sound wrong. I'm like, no, it doesn't. So I go in there, and the wash machine, the pipe that it drains into, the water was just flowing out of it. And then once it stopped pumping water, I saw the water level go down, so it was draining. It just wasn't draining fast enough. Oh, okay. So I put a bunch of Drano down it. It didn't do shit. And my first thought is, there's a tree out front. I understand they can do a snake and dig their way through whatever and whatever. But if it's a root going through there, it's just going to keep on happening over and over and over. So I think they need to call whatever plumber went out there last, if that's the case. They have to keep coming out and be like, hey man, why don't you send a scope down there and see if you can eyeball if it's actually a drain or a hair clog or what the fuck's going on. So I called her on Monday, because all this was over the weekend, no business hours. So I just had to think about shit and wonder. So Monday, I call and I'm like telling her about it. And I was wondering what was going on because you kept mentioning plumbers. And I was like, I didn't say anything was wrong with plumbing. I'm like, okay. Like, she got real defensive real quick. And it's like, that's okay. Okay, but I've never moved in anywhere and had someone bring up plumbing over and over and over. Mix that with the fact that there is a plumbing problem, then yeah, it kind of seems fishy. If she can't understand that, that's cool. She's like, I'm not saying I don't want to fix anything. I'm just getting all these bad vibes. Like, oh my God, this motherfucker is going to be a nightmare to deal with. All kinds of motherfuckers need to get over right there. And I guess I went quiet because I was focusing. Watching rear view for trouble. So I don't know. I don't like any of it. Don't like how much rent is. I like how big the place is though. We're gonna have to buy shelving to store stuff, first of all. Whoops, because it's drastically missing a pantry area. There's no pantry area. Oh, there's all kinds of wall space. So we'll see. Our front closet by the front door, I went to hang up our coats and shit in there, and immediately realized there's no pole. There's no pole. There's no hooks. Like, oh fuck. Not what I expected. Oh. One thing that bothers me is the realtor told me that the guy that lived there for a long time took real good care of it, so there shouldn't be that many problems. Okay, long time to me sounds like she was like long time. Excuse me. So I would thought that would be like, I don't know, what, a decade, 5 years, a long time. A year or two is not a long time. That is a short time. And the lady I was talking to sounds like she's older than me, and I'm 40, so she should know a year or two is not a long time. So she made it sound like he'd been there for a while. The family that was there. So, oh, okay. My bad, I couldn't see your turn signal. So, I was talking to one of the neighbors, and the neighbor, I was telling him, like, you didn't want to talk about the plumbing. And he's like, no, most of them didn't really speak English. I'm like, oh. He's like, but one of the guys did my yard for me. So I guess he's got AstroTurf or whatever. He's like, and he did a great job. Oh, okay. But he was like, he's like, that guy, my neighbor lived there a year and a half, he said. And he said there'd been 3 or 4 people go through there. And I'm like, what? So I was telling the lady that helped me find the place to begin with, and she was like, hold on a minute, and she was pulling shit up, and she's like, well, it looks like it's been on the market every year for the past few years. And then I'm like, okay. So it's pretty solid. It's pretty goddamn solid that the realtor that I'm paying is lying. Because between bringing up a plumber over and over and then surprise, drain problem, and then telling me this guy lived there forever, and I've got 2 different sources that have nothing to do with each other, indicating that there's someone swapping out at least every year. So that's cool. And like, what do I do about that? Do I fucking be like, hey man, this is what I found out, so what are you saying? Do I call him on it and start shit with my realtor right off the goddamn bat? So that if there's ever any kind of emergency, they just drag their feet for 4 days? Or do I do what I think what I'm going to do is just be nice, just whatever, just take it in the ass. Like there's nothing really super bad right now. So just, okay, just keep a mental note. This motherfucker's a liar. Don't believe any goddamn words. So we'll see. I'm not super pumped. I'm gonna be honest. Could I get 3 hash brown toasted breakfast burritos with steak and a large kickstart with no ice? And that's all.
Alright, anything else today?
No, thank you.
Alright, you're gonna be 11:30.
Driving away, I think I saw the screen was wrong. I think he put 4. And I didn't see a drink on there. We'll see ya. No thanks. Thanks, man. Thanks.
Have a good day.
You too. Well, he gave me a drink. So I found my black. I have 2 wedding rings. One is silver and it's bigger for my fat fingers, and then one is black and it's smaller. When I was down at like a 230, the ring I wear at 300 is the silver one, and 230 my fingers are too small. It just slides right off. So I found the black one. I'm 3 bills right now. I'm 300. And I stuck it on my finger. And let me tell you, I'm not sure how I got it on my finger, but I can't get it off. There's no way. Well, I mean, normally. I was looking at how to get rings off and shit. So here's what it says to do, and I'm going to do it. I'm sure it will work. It makes sense. So put your hand up in the air 5 to 10 minutes. I understand. Let as much of the blood drain out as possible, and then ice your finger with your hand in the air. Ice your finger. And I understand that makes it so the skin is a lot less responsive. So, and then wrap. It sounds like it would do damage to the skin, but then wrap like string around your finger real tight, and then as you're taking the string off at the base, slide the ring up. So all it's doing is compressing your skin, and before it decompresses, you slide the ring over. And it's as long as you got to use the ice though, because I did it at work, and except for the ice, I did it at work, and the compression, when the string's on, you can tell the ring would come right off if the string wasn't there. But the second, without ice, the second you take the string off, the skin just fluffs right back up with blood. Blah, 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 blah.